Hey fashion lovers, welcome back to the channel. Today's tutorial style inspiration is from Rachie's Closet. In this video, we are going to be making this trending chantilly top and Ankara short. If this is what you would like to learn how to cut and sew, then you will need to watch this video till the end because the recreation is at the end of this video. Please like this video, subscribe and drop your comment. Let's get started. Here is the Ankara fabric that I'm using for the style recreation. It is 1 yard. 1.5 yards should be enough for the short if you are bigger than I am. Then 1.5 yards of chantilly lace should be enough for the top. I have less than 1 yard of chantilly lace here. Therefore, I am going to be recreating mine as short sleeve. If you want long sleeve, you are going to go for 1.5 yards, okay? You will also need matching thread and then the measurements that you're working with. Body measurement for the top and then pants measurement for the short. We get the fabric and then fold into 2 equal parts with the right sides of the fabric facing each other, and I'll carefully arrange it on my cutting table. Now I will come to the top of the fabric and mark down 1 inch as a margin. That will also be the starting point of my marking, as well as the waistline. Now I'm going to be taking off the waistband, okay? I'll minus 1.5 inches as the waistband to get the full length of the pants, as well as add 2 inches hemming allowance. As you can see, I am taking away 1.5. that is the band measurement to get the crotch line, okay? To get the crotch measurement, divide the hip circumference by 4 plus 1.5. So what I'm going to do now is to mark down the hip measurement, okay? I'll divide the hip measurement by 4 plus 1 inch allowance, okay? That means I have ½ inch for the joining of the side and then ½ inch here for the crotch. I have 10 plus 1 inch, that will give me 11 inches. So I'll mark down 11 inches here, and I'll also mark down 11 inches at the waistline. I'm going to come to this angle 90 and divide it by 2, okay? Then at that point, I'm going to mark in 0.75 to create the crotch curve. So this is what I have. Then I'm going to be marking the thigh measurement. So I'll add 2 inches to the thigh measurement divided by 2. That is 27 divided by 2 will give me 13.5. So I'll come here and mark 13.5. I think this my pants is too short, so I'm going to extend the length a little bit by 2 inches. I think it's too short. This is no longer the pants length, but this plus 2 inches hemming allowance, okay? I'll also mark down the thigh measurements. So I have 13.5, so I'll come here and mark 13.5. Then I'm going to divide that 13.5 by 2 so that I can get the midpoint of the thigh line. The next measurement we are going to be marking now is the round knee measurement. The pants is not up to the knee length, so if you're taking the round knee measurement, you take it at the full length of the pants. And make sure that the measurement is tight because we are going to be making it fitted. So I have 21, I will divide 21 by 2. That means I have 10.5, and if I divide 10.5 by 2, that means I have 5.25. So I'll come here and mark 5.25 on both sides of the thigh line, okay? If I should add it up, that means I have up to 10.5 now. So I'm going to carefully connect, and I will also connect to this crotch line by the side as well. So this is what I have. What I'm going to do now is to also mark these measurements. This measurement I have here at the hemming allowance, okay? I'll add ½ inch joining seam allowance at the waistline. ½ inch that I'll use to join the waistband to the shorts, okay? Okay, so since this is a fitted pant, I'll mark ½ inch at the hemming allowance line, okay? So that by the time I'll fold in the hemming allowance, I won't be in shortage of fabric, okay? So when I mark the ½ inch, I'm going to connect to the full length. Then I'll go ahead now and cut out. So when I fold in the allowance now, I'll have enough fabric to work with. Can you see? So that is why I added the ½ inch out, okay? So that by the time I fold in, I will still have my full fabric in check. Okay, now I'll place the front pant leg on top of the remaining fabric and extend the crotch line, the full length and the hemming allowance. Then at that inseam, I'll mark down 3.5 inches and take it down to the hemline and connect. At the crotch line, I'll mark down 1.5 inches for the back crotch curve, and at the waistline, I'll extend the crotch curve by 0.75 so that the pant does not sag at the back. Then I'll connect to the side and cut out. Next is to cut out the waistband for the short. I have 1.5 inches for the waistband, so I'll fold the fabric and mark down 2 inches. I added half-inch seam allowance to the waistband. Then this band should be your hip circumference plus 1 inch seam allowance. Mine is 40 because my hip is 40 plus 1 inch, so I'll be cutting out 41 inches. I'm going to be joining the fabric to complete the width because this is now up to 41 inches. I will go ahead now and cut out the top. I'm going to fold my fabric into 2 with the right sides facing each other. I'll fold again into 4. So now I have 2 parts on fold now. That means this one will now be the front, while the one under will be the back. Okay, so I have here on fold as well. It is optional. You can decide not to have it on fold and join it back later, but because I do not have enough fabric, I'm going to have it on fold. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to mark down the shoulder width divided by 2. My shoulder is 14, so I'll mark the shoulder width. I'm going to be adding half inch to my shoulder width since I'm cutting directly on my fabric. So the next thing I'm going to mark now is chest line. Okay, my chest line is 7.5. I'm going to be adding extra half inch. That means I have 8 inches. Then I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder slope. If you're going to be adding allowance here, then I'll go ahead and mark down and create the armhole curve. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to come under the chest line and mark the bust circumference divided by 4. My bust is 36, so when I divide by 4, I have 9. So I'm going to mark it down. Then I'll add extra 3 to 4 inches if, depending on how free you want it to be on your body. So I'm adding just 3 inches ease to mine. I don't want it to be too free on my body. Okay, so I'll come to the full length. This is the full length of the top at 24 inches. So now I'll come to the full length and mark the hip circumference divided by 4. I have hip of 40, so I'll mark it down. Then I'll add the same 3 inches. Then I'll connect these 2 dots. The next thing we are going to be doing now is to mark the neckline. So I'll mark my basic neckline. My basic neckline is 3 inches. So I'm going to be marking 3 inches here. I'm going to also mark 3 inches down. 3 inches by 3 inches. Then for this is the front neckline. For the back neckline, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. Okay, now I'm going to come to the front and mark down extra 4 inches. Depending on how deep you want it to be. If you want, you can mark 5 or 3 inches or 3.5. Then I'll come here and mark 1 inch. Alright, and I'll connect the 2 points. I want to cut my sleeve together with the body, but if you have enough material and you want to make yours long sleeve, you can just cut out like so and then cut out your sleeve and add. But I'm going to be cutting mine short sleeve because I do not have enough fabric, and then I want to cut it together with the bodies. Okay, so I'm going to extend the sleeve length. I have 8.5, so this is the sleeve length that I'm working with, and I want to bring down the armhole a little bit by 1 inch. All right, this is what I have. I don't want to maintain this armhole. I want it to be free around my arm, so I am coming down by 1 inch extra. Then I'll create a curve around here, and I'm going to be adding ½ inch side seam allowance. Okay, I'll add ½ inch side seam allowance. So when I get here, I'm going to curve it in like so. Then for the side, I want to curve in the side a little bit by 2 inches. This is optional. You can decide to have it straight, but I want mine to be curved a little bit by the side. Okay, so I'll go ahead now and cut out. So I'll cut out the neckline and the front neckline as well. I am cutting only the front now. I'm not cutting front and back because I've already created neckline for the back. So I'm cutting only the front neckline now. So I'll cut out this deep neckline that I also have here. Then assuming you are cutting the armhole, you can cut your armhole and cut out the sleeve. Add your long sleeve or short sleeve or whatever sleeve that you are going to be adding to yours. But since I'm cutting together with the sleeve, so I don't need to open up this part. This is what I have. I want to cut out the pockets that I will place here, okay? I will get the Ankara fabric that we used for the short. I have two pieces here, so I will cut out 8 inches by 3 inches, and I will give one edge a curve so that it will be curvy around there. Now we will start stitching the top. The first thing we are going to be doing now is to pipe the neckline of the top, okay? I'm supposed to use bias tape, but because I do not have enough bias tape, I'm going to be creating bias from my fabric. I'm going to be cutting out 1-inch strip from the fabric. I am going to be folding in 2 edges of this strip with a hot iron to form bias tape. I want to also cut out the remaining pieces that I have and join to the sleeves so that the sleeves can be longer. So now this is what I have after folding in the strip that I'm using as bias tape, and I also went ahead to join that strip to the sleeve so that it will be longer. I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and use the strip to pipe the neckline. I'm going to be stitching the first neckline, that is that deep V neckline. So I'll go ahead and place the strip on top of the fabric, on the right side of the fabric, and then stitch. Now I'll flip the strip over to the wrong side of the fabric and then fold it in and stop stitch. Now this is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead now and use the strip to pipe the round neckline, just like I have done for deep V neckline. After the first stitching, you fold in and then top stitch. So now this is what the neckline looks like. So what I'm going to do now is to fold this part in on the wrong side. Can you see how it is gaping out? I don't want it to be gaping out like this. I want to turn it to the wrong side. Then I'll bring them together. I'm going to stitch like a dart with 1/2 inch. And for the breast pocket, I will stitch all round the pocket. Remember, I cut the pocket in 2 pieces, so I'll stitch all round and leave a little space where I'll flip it over from. Then I'll go over to my ironing board and give it a very good press. So now this is what the top looks like after giving it a very good press. I will go ahead now and place the pocket on top of the top so that I can stitch on it. You can place by the right side or by the left side, anywhere you want it to be, okay? So I'll go over to my sewing machine now and stitch on it. I'll leave a space at the top of the pocket where I'll fix in my hand. After fixing the pocket, the next thing we are going to be doing now is to stitch the front and the back by the sides, okay? So I'll bring them together and mark down the 1/2 inch joining seam allowance that I have, and then I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch on the 1/2 inch marking. I have stitched on the 1/2 inch side seam allowance, and I also went ahead to hem the top. So the top is ready now. I'm going to keep the top aside so that we can start stitching the short. I will get the front and the back pants legs and then mark down 1/2 inch at the crotch line, both for the front and the back. But I'm not going to be stitching to the end. I'll stop by 2 inches towards the end of the crotch curve. After stitching on the 1/2 inch marking, this is what I have both for the front and the back, okay? So what we are going to be doing now is to join them together by the side. I'll come to the waistline and mark down 1/2 inch because that is what I have left there. I'll mark down waist to hip line, and then I'll mark down 1/2 inch as well at the hip line because that is what I have for the waist and the hip. Then I'll connect. Then I'll come under the crotch line and mark down 1 inch. If you can remember, we added 3.5 to the back crotch curve, so we are going to be taking 1 inch here and then 1.5 for the inseam, okay? After marking, I will go ahead and connect all the points. So I'm going to mark exactly what I have marked here on the other pant leg, okay? So now I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and stitch on the markings, okay? For the out seam and also for the inseam. And I'll also hem the pant legs, okay? I'm going to be hemming the pant legs as well with the 2 inches hemming allowance, okay? So this is what the pants looks like after stitching on the side markings as well as this 1.5 here. I had to also hem it from the front crush curve to the back crush curve. Just stitch here. Alright, what you're going to have. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is to fix in the waistband. So I went ahead to fold the waistband. I had to run two straight stitches, just half inch here and half inch down, so that I can create a box where I'll be fixing in the elastic. So what we are going to be doing now is fixing the elastic. My waist is 28. I had to remove 6 inches from my waist measurement because my elastic is very stretchy. If your elastic is not very stretchy, take out about 2 to 4 inches from your waist circumference. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and fix in the elastic into the waistband. You have to arrange the elastic so that you make sure that it is straight. I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and secure the edges with the right sides facing each other. You can see that the two right sides are facing each other. So I'm going to go ahead now and stitch them together with half inch. Alright, so now after stitching on the half inch to secure the band and the elastic together, this is what I have. So if I should turn to the right side, this is what it looks like. I'll pin it together like so. I'll pin the band together to the pant. Then I'll go over to my sewing machine now and stitch the band and the pants together. I'll stitch them together all round. Okay, after fixing the band, this is the finished look. You can see that it stretches into my hip measurements. I will go on now and give the top and the short a good press and also weave the short. As you can see, I have to stitch at the middle part of this band in order to hold the elastic to the band. Okay, and now our outfit is ready. Fine girl mode activated. If you have watched this tutorial till now, I want to say a very big thank you, my fashion lovers. Now you have got an outfit made from fabric leftovers. You can wear this outfit out on a hot afternoon or any casual outing, and believe me, you're going to turn heads because this outfit is very stylish and comfortable. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Turn on your notification bell so that anytime I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified. See you in the next one.